Well, Chris, there are cases of the bubbly stuff on ice in Kansas City at this moment, but they may be looking for some dry ice. If Kansas City wins the game against the Oakland A's, they clinch it in the American League West. But if they don't, they will go to a final day with the Angels and Royals each having a game left and one game separating the two teams. Let's go to the scoreboard. The Oakland A's at Kansas City, and now the Royals have pulled into a 4-4 tie. Oakland had a 4-2 lead in the 7th inning, built partially on a 2-run homer by Bruce Bochy in the 5th inning, his 14th of the year. But George Brett socked a 2-run homer, and hasn't he been red hot? His 30th of the year in the 6th inning. The Royals have now come up with 2 more in the 7th inning. It's a 4-4 game. Jay Howell is now on in relief for the Oakland A's. Don Ossie in relief of Brett Saberhagen for the Kansas City Royals. So Oakland and Kansas City are tied at 4 apiece. And meanwhile, the California Angels are still alive in the American League West. Let's go back to Chris and Gayle, and it looks like we still got a horse race.
If it is Kansas City, though, Lou, if it is KC, a team that plays on the turf, as Toronto does, and a team that, I'm not talking about Brett and Frank White, a team that was in it last year, the young guys, Balboni and stuff that were in it, can they have an advantage over Toronto, even though Toronto looks like a better ball club? Oh,
I think very much so, because of that experience, and also because during the regular season they handled them very well. They did very well in their head-to-head matchups against the Toronto Blue Jays. But it's a whole new game when they go to a playoffs. And whether it's the Royals or not depends on what happens in that game tonight with the Oakland A's, or maybe tomorrow.
4 out of 7 could hurt them, too, where the Royals might have a better chance. Not as deep a club as the Royals at a 3 of 5 situation. But first things first, Royals have to win. We'll see you later, Lou.
Okay.
All right. The California Angels did their part today, finally snapping out of their funk by beating Texas 3-1. The hitting still wasn't there except for a pair of homers, but at least it was enough to keep them in the pennant race. In the top of the 1st inning, it was Reggie Jackson who was up for California. He was facing Matt Williams, a pitcher for the Texas Rangers, and Reggie went downtown, as you've seen him do so often in his career. Reggie, number 27 out of the year, the Angels lead at 2-0. John Candelaria, meanwhile, was pitching well for California. He went 6 innings, didn't give up a run. Here he strikes out Larry Parrish. In the top of the 6th, the Candyman and pitchers after him would get a little insurance. Doug DeCinces, who's been swinging the hot bat, home run number 20 back to the empty seats. 3-0 Angels. Stu Clyburn then came on in relief of Candelaria in the 7th inning and immediately allowed Texas to get a run back. Pete O'Brien is up. Base knock to left center field. Wayne Tollison will score from second base. The Angels' lead is now cut to 3-1. The Rangers would get the tying run at the plate, but you want to watch a nifty play all the way around. This is Parrish's ground ball. Watch Dick Schofield. Bad hop flip. Bobby Grich, bare hand. Won't see a more exciting or a better turn double play like that. And California beat Texas by the score of 3-1 behind Candelaria. So California stayed alive. Of course, they have to hope that situation goes their way.
You never know.
You do never know.
That's right. Still to come on SportsCenter when Chris and I return, the champagne is flowing in St. Louis where the Cards clinched the NL East title.
And we will also have a preview of Sunday's key.
This is good. Coming up.
Like we were saying, we will have a preview of Sunday's game in New York, inconsequential. Top of the 4th inning, though, something was snapped at least. John Tudor, 22 straight innings without giving up a run, but the Cubs get to him with Gary Matthews scoring from second base on this hit by Keith Moreland. We are 1-1 in the 4th. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Cubs have a couple on against Steve Trout. Tom Nieto, the sharp fly ball to Moreland. Jack Clark's going to try and score, but Moreland, one hopper. Jody Davis with the tag. He is out, and we are still tied at 1. Whitey Herzog looking on, and he watched Ozzie Smith do what no other shortstop can do. Make the play on Ron Say, throw him out at first. Now we move to the 6th inning. The Cards have taken the lead on a sac fly by Cedeno, 2-1. Bases loaded. They walk Nieto to get to John Tudor, but Jay Bauer throws 4 straight balls. Tudor walks. Clark scores. 3-1 Cards. On to the 7th inning now, where Cesar Cedeno promptly loses this one. I mean, that is way back. No need for any of the fielders to move. 2 RBIs on the day, 3 hits for Cedeno. What an acquisition he has been. By the 9th, it's 7-1 Cards. Ryan Sandberg flies to Andy Van Slyke and right. The Cardinals are champions of the National League East. John Tudor, 20-1 since a rocky start.
This has been a great ball club all year long, and they showed it today again with, it's just fitting the play Ozzie makes in the final play of the game, and just great defensive plays again, and that's just been the way the whole year's gone, and hopefully we can continue for about another 3 or 4 weeks, or however long it takes.
Outstanding ball club. It reminds me a lot of the ball club we had in Houston in 79 and 80, 81. The ball club depend a lot on their speed, their pitching, and their defense. It's pretty much like it's the only section that this ball club run 3 times more than that one, and I tell you, Ozzie and shortstop is unbelievable. John Turtle, I mean, it was a combination. This is cool. It was a combination of a lot of them, and I'm glad it's finally, we finally got it, and LA, here we come.
All right, super cool. This is only step 1, and there's always 3 phases of baseball now. Win the division, win the playoff, and then you have to win the World Series. So up till now, it's the most gratifying, yes.
No wonder Cedeno hits so well this year. I mean, he keeps his concentration while he's getting doused with champagne. The guy has really been on the balls. The Cards beat the Cubs today by a score of 7-1. Cedeno and Pendleton each with 3 hits. So the National League Championship Series looks this way. Game 1 in Los Angeles Wednesday night. The Cards and the Dodgers shapes up as a beauty with the 2 20-game winners and a nice close to 20-game winner in Danny Cox. The Cards have, and that outstanding pitching staff of the Dodgers. I like the way this one looks.
Even if the Cards had lost today, they would still have clinched the NL East, as the Mets were losers to the Montreal Expos at Shea, 8-3. Mets with an outstanding effort all season, but for the 2nd year in a row, they came up just a little bit short. First inning, Andre Dawson at the plate for Montreal, and Dawson with a home run to right off of Ron Darling, a 2-run shot as he takes this one the opposite way. The Expos out on top 2-0. 3rd inning, and it's former Met Hubie Brooks doing the damage. He takes a 1-1 pitch off of Darling to left field, number 13 on the year for Brooks, and the Expos out quickly on homers 3-0. Mets get a run back in the 4th. Howard Johnson at the plate grounds one to Van Slaw at second. He tries to tag Danny Heap going to second, drops the ball. Everybody safe. Darryl Strawberry comes in to score, and that cut the Expos lead to 3-1. 9th inning, the Expos break it open. Van Slaw with a shot to the gap in right center field, rolls to the wall off of Wes Gardner. Tim Raines scores from second. Van Slaw ends up at second, and the Expos by 5, 7-2. The next batter, Andre Dawson, and Dawson comes through with the base hit to left center field, bringing in Van Slaw from second, and the Expos go on to beat the Mets by the score of 8-3. Floyd Yeoman's getting the victory. Jeff Reardon with a league-leading 40th save of the season. Ron Darling takes the loss. He drops to 16-6. Elsewhere in the National League, at Dodger Stadium, the NL West champs, the Dodgers beating the Cincinnati Reds 3-1. Bob Welch goes 8 for win number 14. Tom Niedenfuhr gets save number 19. Ron Robinson the loss. Dave Parker with homer number 33 for Cincinnati. The Astros over the Padres 9-3. Alan Ashby a grand slam. Jose Cruz a homer and an RBI double. Nolan Ryan gets his first victory since August 28th. He is now 10-12. In other games, Vida Blue tosses a 5-hitter for his 199th career win. The Giants beating Atlanta 7-1. Dan Gladden 3 for 4, including a homer. Pascual Perez takes the loss. He drops to 1-13. And a pair at the Vet in Philly. Game 1, the Pirates over the Phils 4-2. Sid Bream, Mike Brown, consecutive RBI doubles in the first inning. Larry McWilliams gets the win. Rick Russell the save. Fred Tolliver takes the loss. Game 2, the Pirates winners as well, as they beat Philly by the score of 5-0. Mike Bilecki getting the victory, and Rocky Childress takes the loss in that one.
Not a bad day at the office for Minnesota's Bert Blyleven. First, he goes out, signs a multi-year deal worth $3.5 million. Then the Twins righty goes out, goes the route, 6-hitter, as he and the Twins beat Cleveland 8-2 in the Homer Dome. He struck out 8 in the process. So now Blyleven leads the American League in strikeouts at 206. 24 complete game leads the AL. Starts, innings pitched, and shutouts. That's why he has a new $3.5 million contract. At Boston, rain held it up for a long time, but Milwaukee was glad they got it in. They win it 3-2 on a 2-run double by Ed Romero in the top of the 9th inning. Night action, Baltimore got a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out from Gary Renicky to subdue Detroit 7-6. Ripken hit his 25th. Lance Parrish had 2 in the game for the Tigers, number 27 and 28, but Renicky hits the gamer. And Chicago hung up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 5th inning at home against Seattle. They were way out in front of the Seattle Mariners as the Mariners went through 4 pitchers through 5 innings.